Question.
Could you talk about what Kyle did offensively and then what you still need him to do defensively to give him an opportunity to do those things more?
Well, one, we got to help him defensively. I mean, we've got to do some schemes with him because there are certain matchups that he's just not ready to go with. But we need that shooting and that scoring on the floor. So I've got to come up with some schemes to help him. I was really happy because he didn't shoot the ball particularly well last game. And in the last huddle, I said, we're going to see what this kid's made of. He hadn't been close to making a shot. We're going to give him another one I want to see. And he switched it. So I think the kid has a toughness at heart. But we're just going to have to help him. I got to get him to take more charges. Not going to block shots. Charge, block out more, and then when he's in the post, we got to do some things. But let me say this first of all about Loyola. I knew it would be a hard game. They were 8-2. I watched the tapes. I knew it would be a hard game. They're athletic and tough and older than us, and they weren't afraid. They came right after us, and I'm going to say they'll probably win their league. I mean, that's what I think they'll do. You know, from the three-point line, I was scared to death because I knew they had some guys that could launch threes, but I thought we did a fairly good job. The one here's what, just so you understand, when we break down on a three-point shot, a guy goes under a screen, a guy goes under a handoff, they make them all against us. If we don't get a rebound that we should and they kick it out and they're open threes, teams are making all of those against us. In transition, we don't match down. They are making them. They're not making the ones we guard. We have to be focused each time down, which we're not because we're young, to be able to say, hey, get up on these guys. But they defended. I love that they played us a little zone. I love that they did some things on the out-of-bounds plays to make us think. And I love that they played a power game against us because it's what we needed.
Kyle, as you say that, how important is it for you to schedule opponents, you've done it each of your 3 years here, that give you different looks, especially with young teams that have to learn?
That's what we try to do, and we're also trying to schedule teams that we think will do well in their league. But, you know, it's all a guess. Somebody gets hurt and all of a sudden the team goes from an 18-win team to a 10. You're guessing. But that's what we try to do, and style of play is important. You know, if there's a team that'll play all zone, we may want that team because we know what they're going to do. You know, teams that'll press, we need to get pressed a little bit. I guess today when you watched us against the press, we're pretty good against the press. Unless you grab and hold and trip and bite. I mean, if it's normal basketball, I think we'll be fine.
You said it helps when you guys need the shooting and scoring on the floor from Kyle. What difference does that make when he's not?
Stretches out the defense. I mean, it really, really stretches out the defense. But we, you know, in the first half, we had no toughness. I mean, we had guys, other than Michael Gilchrist and Anthony Davis, no one even tried to rebound. Darius Miller had one rebound. I had a couple where his man ran right by him and just laid it in. Deron Lamb had a rebound. Marcus Teague had one rebound. I mean, no one rebounded except those other two. They had almost every rebound. Well, we can't be that way. And that's why they rebounded against us in the first half. So, you know, the toughness kind of jumped up at us a little bit, but at the end of the day, you know, we had some pretty much balanced scoring, and we're doing some good things. Let me just say this: we all need a break. I mean, what I said to him after, I'm fighting guys too much, and I'm not fighting Anthony and Michael because they're just getting after it. But I'm fighting my point guard to be a point guard. I'm fighting Darius to be tougher. Fighting Kyle for defense. I'm fighting Eloy to come up with balls. You can't. They've got to want that stuff more than I want it. And but we all need a little break. They need. I knew this would be a hard game. One, because of the opponent. Jimmy's a terrific coach. I mean, the way they play and what he does, and you know, they had a chance of being up at half.
John, what can you say about Michael's mother? I know there was some tweeting and stuff, and his play despite whatever that situation.
Well, we were trying to figure out whether we should send him home this morning early, and we just, you know, the way and what she's going through right now, it wasn't so immediate that there was going to be things done today. So it's in the early process, and like I said, I hope that what we find out is all good. But I would say again, you know, the Big Blue Nation prayers are strong prayers, and I'd say everybody, you know, say a prayer for his mother and their family.
John, talk about the way that Michael played. Jimmy talked about he was surprised on maybe they actually had a mismatch or an advantage in that position that he kind of underestimated. Is it hard for you to imagine anybody underestimating Michael, what he's done?
I'll be honest with you, he is he's dragging our team, which is great stuff. He's dragging us, and he's doing it whether it's rebounding, scoring, making free throws, making threes when he has to. In transition, if you give it to him ahead of the pack and it's him and one guy, he's scoring 99.9% of the time, or he's going to get fouled. You know, he's drags us in practice. He drags us in morning workouts. He means so much. It's becoming. I said this morning. My job as a coach is to teach all these young people how to lead. But as your season goes on, a couple leaders will stand out amongst that group. Teaching players how to lead starts with leading and serving. The second part of it is you lead by example. You don't lead by talk. And then you got to go on the court and perform to lead. So they got to look at you with confidence for you to lead. Well, I'd like to have 12 leaders. Now, 1 or 2 at a time are leading, but I'd like to have 12 guys capable. That means I've done my job teaching young people what it takes to lead in whatever organization they're in.
But he's the one guy that you are happy with the way he's leading?
Yeah, yeah. Great. He's a great kid. He's a great kid. Merry Christmas to all of you here and all of our fans out there, and let's catch our breath and come back. And we have 1/3 of our season gone. Can you imagine? We still have 2/3 to go. So we got a long way to go with this team, and to this point, I'm happy. Even though I'm dragging some of these guys more than I want to, at the end of the day, I like my team. I've got a good team, and when we click and we all come together, and we're all playing aggressive, and we're all bouncing and talking, and we're all making easy plays, this stuff gets scary. We're not close to that right now, but this thing could get scary. Thanks.